Hi, I'm Antonia Naglieri Woodford. What do you see when you look at me? You'd probably say a normal, healthy, young-ish woman, right? You'd be wrong. I live with an invisible illness that hardly anyone knows about, and I'm not alone. Up to 6 million other Americans are living with it too, and most of them are young women.
I remember the first day that I had symptoms as if it were yesterday. I couldn't get out of bed. I felt like I was having a panic attack or a heart attack, and I didn't know why. When things started to get really bad, changing position from sitting to standing, everything would go black. On top of that, my heart was just racing. I could hear my heart pounding in my head and my ears.
First, it started as just not being able to tolerate exercise, and it was kind of weird to me because I'm an athlete, and I just started getting worse and worse, and then I actually started to faint.
I was in the sunshine, and I just suddenly had this wave of feeling dizzy. My heart was racing, pounding really hard, and I couldn't stop shaking. It was like shivers times 100.
It's called POTS, postular orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. There are no FDA-approved medications to treat it, and there's no cure.
When they called the ambulance, I told them, this is a waste of time. I'm broken and I can't be fixed.
They were discharging me with no answers. And I said, what do you expect me to do? I can't live my life like this.
I've also been told, don't count on this being cured in your lifetime. And that's pretty hard to hear. I used to be desperate for a cure. It was almost like having that much hope was harmful.
POTS affects the autonomic nervous system, the system responsible for the body's automatic functions. When we stand up, our heart rate spikes and our blood pressure drops. We become dizzy, lightheaded, exhausted. We live with brain fog. Some of us faint. We experience chest pain, shortness of breath, and other pain throughout the body. Blood pools in our hands and feet. Our bodies struggle to regulate temperature. And these are just some of the most common symptoms. There are many more. And they don't just come and go. We live with them every single day.
Every single time you stand or move your body, your heart is racing. We have the same symptoms that have been compared to people that have heart failure. It's not killing us, but it feels like it is. Having POTS feels like you're a siren going off in the middle of the room and no one hears it but you. Walking up the stairs was like running a marathon. Making myself a sandwich was unfathomable. I couldn't do the most basic of tasks. Nobody really understood how it felt every day, every minute of the day.
I basically tell people when I tell them I have POTS and they have no idea what I'm talking about, my autonomic nervous system doesn't work. And so everything that should be automatic, like my heart rate and my blood pressure and sweating and digestion and all of that, is broken.
I can't do what other people do. If I go all out one day, I'm on the couch the next. I had to go on with my life. So I had work and I had my toddler at home, and I really for a while thought I'd have to go on disability and quit my job.
POTS has changed my life in a lot of ways. It definitely affects pretty much every aspect of your life. It affects your social abilities and it affects work. And I think if people were more aware of that, they would treat it more seriously. I have 3 children, and I wanted more than anything to be able to take care of them and to not be able to make them a meal or pick them up from school. It's one of the most devastating things I can imagine.
It can take up to 5 years to get a diagnosis, largely because there are fewer than 100 specialists in the entire United States. That's 5 years spent suffering and searching for answers.
And I went to the ER. The nurse that was taking the EKG asked me if I was nervous, and that kind of annoyed me because, of course, I was nervous because I was in the ER. But also, I knew that the shaking was not a result of being nervous, and just test after test came back normal while I was laying there with an abnormal heart rate, and even just getting up to the restroom would make alarms go off.
I went to the ER many times not knowing why I was feeling the way I was feeling and hoping that someone could tell me what was going on. I was sent home every time saying, "You're fine." And I didn't feel fine. I felt like I was dying.
I started out by gaslighting myself and just thinking, oh, this must be anxiety because my heart's racing. So I sent myself to a therapist. I told her, my brain feels calm. I'm not actually stressed out. My heart just is freaking out.
I went to a cardiologist. They were like, you probably have anxiety. In my heart, almost literally in my heart, I knew it wasn't anxiety because I know what anxiety feels like, and it doesn't make me pass out.
I went to several specialists, passed from one person to another, and that probably took about 2 to 3 years before I was officially diagnosed with POTS.
The cardiologist came in and said, "You're fine, we're letting you go." We couldn't find anything on the test. And I was like, well, this isn't normal to have no answers. And for them to say there's nothing wrong, well, I can't even stand, was just devastating. So I just go home and I just disabled.
Then I went to see a top cardiologist. She told me that based on one orthostatic measurement in the ER that I had POTS, all that she said was, "I'm sorry, I don't know if you'll ever get better." It was devastating.
And because so few doctors understand this illness, many patients, including me, are dismissed, doubted, and told our symptoms are all in our heads. After all, we look fine, but we're not.
A lot of people see invisible illnesses and they're like, wow, they look completely healthy. But actually, it's really not invisible. If you just look for it, it shows a lot.
We don't actually know what anyone else is experiencing based on how they look. It wasn't a mental health issue. It wasn't panic attacks. It was a real physiological response that was ongoing in my body.
My primary care didn't tell me anything. Wow, your heart rate's really high. Yes, I know, thanks. Oh, we can't figure out a reason why. Yeah, I know.
I felt that gaslighting of you look fine because there was no visible cue of there's something wrong with her. And then I ended up with a port. So that has actually been, in a weird way, a perk that it's not as invisible anymore.
I've definitely gotten a lot of people saying, you look fine, you look healthy. You're so young. What are you talking about?
I go to the cardiologist. The nurse took my heart rate and said it was something like 60 when I knew it was more like 140. And so he checked again and he was like, wow, it's so fast that I was missing over half the beats.
I felt like I didn't get any answers. I didn't have the medical support that I needed, and I felt like it was hopeless.
It's frustrating because a lot of the doctors just kind of look at you and shrug. They're just like, we don't know. Sorry.
The doctor looked at my information and said that he couldn't figure out a reason why. His suggestion was, make sure you're eating a lot of chips and pretzels. And that was my breaking point. I think I'm just so used to gaslighting for medical professionals at this point. I don't expect help.
There are treatments, medications used to treat other conditions, increased hydration and salt intake, physical therapy, and compression garments. But they only manage symptoms. They don't cure them.
It took a long time to figure out treatments that would actually help. They have you start with compression stockings, drink more water, eat more salt. And so I was trying to do all of those basic things that they tell you at the beginning, and it wasn't making a dent.
I first started with increased water intake and salt intake and compression. And for some people it works great. For me, it didn't do anything. So I'm on a blood pressure medication. I'm also on beta blockers to keep my heart rate down, which have been super, super helpful. It makes it at least manageable.
I mean, it was so bad where I couldn't even stand up long enough to take care of myself in the bathroom, brush my teeth, do my hair. I had to bring a stool in the bathroom and sit down and do that. It's really disheartening not knowing if you're going to get better.
And I tried different medications, but the biggest help by far was getting my port, doing saline infusions 3 to 4 times a week.
I was taking salt tablets. I was very careful about my diet. I found that some electrolyte drinks helped more than others. Over many months, found what worked for me.
I need a stool in the kitchen so that I can cook. I need a cane with a seat when I'm out in public if I'm stuck in a line so I can sit. When I had to get a handicap placard for my car, it was a little scary and I was sad. It took some acceptance, and this helped me to actually get out and live my life a little bit.
I gotta survive. I mean, it's like life or death.
POTS may be invisible, but we are not. Every diagnosis, every story shared, every voice raised in advocacy, and every person who learns what POTS is brings us closer to better treatment, better understanding, and one day, a cure.